So on this apartment renovation, I basically chose one that was quite, I don't know, dingy, maybe it was like the lowest sort of cost apartments in, San Machino. Um, I chose one I think I have because I have where they can have their own stories and that. I think some random guy just lived in it. I don't know what apartment, like I don't know who owned it originally. I don't know whether it was an empty one or it was a particular, known family or anything. But I just chose it because I thought it was like a decent size. I'd had a little bit of inspiration of like what to do with it. Um, as you can see, I use these platforms here to like build a bit of. I thought it'd give it a bit more character, and I thought it's quite a nice setting in the window to like look out onto the scenery. I'd watched some other apartment renovations where they'd used platforms to create like a high up bedroom space. And I was planning to do that at first, but then just due to the layout of it already in all the rooms and the windows, I chose not to do it. I think that would have been better with like if you was doing like a tiny home build or like a small house. If you have like stairs going up onto a platform with the bedroom bit looking over, and it's like open plan kind of feel and makes use of the space. I think that would be a better way to do it. So for this one, I just decided to basically do the living room section on a little platform. Um, I basically went for just like a nice, wood and brick kind of theme, quite like natural textures and colours and, some like pastel colours. And I kept doing a lot of candles and plants and lighting to make it nice and interesting. I keep, as you can see, I keep having a breakdown with what I want the platform edge to look like. It was everything. I don't know, it just didn't look right. I didn't know whether to do it like white, black. I didn't know whether to match the stone. In the end, I did that colour to match the stone, like a quite creamy yellowy colour. And I thought I'd put that the it to make it look like it had extra support. I put that strip in above. Um, and as you can see, I'm just going with like a peach kind of theme. I've got a nice fluffy rug there to fill the space to look more homely. Um, I thought it was quite a nice view if you sat there just talking with people. I decided not to put a TV in as well because I just wanted it to be like a chill space. And I end up further along in the video, you'll see that I end up putting a TV in the bedroom. So I mean, I go with that kind of plan. Um, so yeah, right now I'm just placing decorations and stuff to try and liven the place up a bit. I basically wanted to take it from like I don't know, it was quite like a dark, miserable looking apartment. I wanted to just make it more, I don't know, cover it in plants and lighter furniture, like open it up a little bit. So that's what I decided to go with in the end. Um, as you can see here, I'm sort of just trying to get used to my like colour scheme. Lots of like nice, wood textures mixed with like peachy pinky furniture. I thought it could be an apartment for maybe like a couple or just one person or something. It was they've got quite like a chill vibe. They're like reading, they're like sitting with a blanket and just like being all cozy on the sofa surrounded by the plants and stuff like that. I thought it was quite a nice apartment in the end. That's what I'm realising here, that there's actually two rather big rooms. I thought it was a smaller apartment than I thought. I don't know what I'm doing with the rooms here. I think I got confused, not realising that the elevator was a part of it. So I like bring the bathroom out a bit more. I also make it so that from the living room you can see into the kitchen, which is an interesting choice. I don't think many people would choose to do that, but I've decided to go with the concept of that, of like being able to look down on people in the kitchen or whatever. If you had like people around or something, I don't know, or you're making some food, you're lifting it up to people in the living room. I thought it was quite interesting. Like, I don't know, I think it's a weird design for an apartment, but why not? So this is the kitchen. I went with the same stone, as you can see. I didn't really know what to do aside doing like greeny colours to look quite like farmy and organic and nature, like, resembling nature. I did some weird shelving idea and then I stopped and I was thinking, what am I doing? I was trying to do shelving going all the way up at that one wall because it just looked really out of place, but instead I just put some picture frames there. Um, I'm pretty sure in a minute, or I don't know if I already have, I think it comes in a minute. I basically do the cheat of obviously I've got move objects on, but I do the bb dot show hidden objects so that I can get all like debug items, so that I can get stuff like vegetables out or like random little extras that are hidden in the game that are like cooking related to give it a more like natural and realistic theme of like your counters obviously having different things on them like that. Put some candles on the shelf like that. I think now I'm like, I don't know. I think I thought I was gonna add like a fish or an insect or something to be like a little pet, and I'm just looking at all these things. They were basically photos of food, but then it got rid of the frame, so I was like, yeah, just leave it. Um, I ended up moving these around like that, so that it was like a nice little coffee setup. Um, I found some more photos. I think I ended up going for ones that are the moon, yeah, like that. Um, Again, I thought in mind I had a sim that like liked through nature and like planets and the world and stuff like that, and into all that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd get a bit creative with it and add all them kind of things. Right now, I'm getting loads of things out, and the biggest mistake is I end up placing that baking pan down on the floor, and later on you'll see it gets stuck and I cannot move it, so I have to make it into like a food bowl. I also found rabbits in the debug section as well as the chickens and all that lot. So I thought, do you know what? Why not? Let's just add a house rabbit, make it look like a house rabbit. I don't know whether it's functional. I'm assuming it's not functional. Like if I, you know, make a sim, move them into this apartment, is the rabbit going to be running around the apartment? Like, is that a thing? Does that work? Like, can you have house rabbits? I'm not too sure. I thought they were only like in the wild, in part of cottage living, obviously. Um, but I thought, since we were just going to be taking photos of the way it looks, and it's like this is just basically for sure, I thought I'd add the rabbit sitting down there to make it look like a house rabbit. And then I ended up moving this plant in a minute to put the carrier down there. It could be like a litter carrier or whatever for the house trained rabbit, I sized the bed down to look more realistic, and I had a little food bowl, but soon I realised after I've built this bit in the kitchen, I do realise that the baking tray cannot be removed from the floor, and that is, it annoyed me so much. But I didn't want to undo everything I'd done, and I tried like deleting everything. It was not happening. So I ended up basically just, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I end up filling it with like little veggies and that to make it look like a dish for the rabbit on the floor. So, I mean, it's not great. And I took the lazy way out. As you can see, I was like panicking that I couldn't delete it. So I just started filling it with the veggies. And then I looked for something that was more like like greenery that like a rabbit would eat. I was looking for like some grass or like anything green. So I ended up adding that like that to just make it look like rabbit food. Um, I wanted to make the cooking space bigger as well because I know how irritating it is with all the functioning in the Sims. So I ended up doing that, moving everything along and put the microwave right at the end, put the cooker in like that. Yes, it's like a modern top, but everything else is like a nice country, old fashioned kind of look. So I was happy with the contrast. It didn't really bother me. I put some decorations down to make it have that like farm feel and the rabbit one as well, which is quite nice. I give the same wood all the way throughout, I'm pretty sure, apart from the bedroom. I used different wood for that. I went with quite a dark colour compared to the rest of the apartment. Here I'm just adding like, I don't know, more plants to make it look a bit more naturey and fill the space better. I'm quite happy with that. I'm happy with the way that you can look into the kitchen. Like, even though you'd be looking down on somebody, and it is quite, far down. I think it's interesting. Then I started freaking out because at first I thought it wasn't going to let me place stairs, and Sims have problems if there's not stairs. So the stairs ruin the look of it. I wish you could have like tiny little steps up, but I couldn't do that. So I had to go with like full steps like that. And I thought I'd put a little fence posts on. Looking back on that now, I'm not too sure I like them, but um, I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think. I thought it closed off the space a bit better. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm clearly like stopped or something. Maybe I've gone for like a toilet break or something. I don't know. But it's okay. I'm back. So um, all the wood's the same colour. Sorry, I just got distracted by my dachshund in the corner of the room. She's just staring into my soul. So I made another little corner like this. I wanted it to have a bit of like a modern creamy feel. Put some more candles, of course, and plants, and absolutely just cover it with the same kind of stuff again. Um, I thought that looked quite nice, to be honest. And I decided to do like a study bit to fill the space a bit more. They could have like a career in like, I don't know, something like artistic, or working from home, writing. So I just thought I'd add like a little study area next to the fireplace. I thought it looked quite cute. Again, I've stopped for a while. I don't know why. I'm probably just processing or something. I don't know. I go with that green chair to sort of fit the nature colour scheme again. I had everything else green. Um, I found these skull ornaments in the debug section, which I feel are cool, but then I'm pretty sure I take them away again because they just don't fit the space right. Um, I found that nice little fox ornament, and then I wanted to place that reef looking thing, but everything just looked dark. It looked like it was glitching out a little bit, and it was quite dark and shadowy, so I just didn't. I was trying to find a light that looked nice for ages. I think this one's okay. It's not my favourite choice, but I think it goes well in front of the mirror like that. We've got another plant, a dog plant. I was thinking about adding a fish tank or bookshelves, but I didn't, and there's already a bookshelf like in the other way. So I mean, I just didn't. I think I end up adding this massive plant like that, making it the same kind of colour scheme again, making sure everything looks like okay. Looking back on it, maybe the moon pictures aren't the greatest fit, but I don't want everything to look like in place because I just want it to look like a naturey kind of place, and that's what I've tried to achieve here. I don't know if you agree. You're gonna have to let me know what you think and what you want me to build next. I've built so many homes. I've never filmed them. Built massive mansions, ones that have been downloaded like a lot on the gallery, like some good stuff. Built some not so good stuff, but I've definitely built some. I'll do a lot of massive builds, like big mansion houses and like luxurious type of stuff. I don't really do smaller builds. I do like big family houses and big mansions and stuff like that, and big, fancy spas and restaurants, and I've built a lot of stuff like that. Um, so this is like a new kind of area for me to be renovating the apartments, but you can let me know what you want me to do next. Definitely, because I'd like some tips on what people like watching, what kind of speed builds I like watching. Definitely, it's definitely enjoyable. I enjoy doing it. I took my time. I had quite a lot of breaks and moments of thinking, does this even look right at all? But I tried my best with it. So considering I'm not used to doing this kind of build, I thought it was alright if I'm honest. I was gonna do a caravan build originally, but it's just so small and micro. I wasn't too sure. But if that's something you'd like to see, I know how you do it. I know how you like build the camper van, even to the point where you put it on like a full trailer with the wheels and everything, and it looks like an actual working like caravan. That could be like dragged off any minute and all that lot. I thought if I placed it on a lot that had loads of like scenery, it could almost be like, you've parked your caravan up there and you're like living there off of the land and with like nice views and stuff. But I just thought it would mostly end up being like an outdoor space that I had to decorate, and I just wasn't really feeling it at that point. So I just ended up going with this instead. I thought this would be more, I don't know, enjoyable at the time. I just thought it was more chilled to do this apartment renovation. So this is what I ended up going for. I think here, yeah, I'm trying to find the right kind of look, like plant and get some sandal lights, get some more plants. I think now I move on to the bedroom and I go for a completely different look for the bedroom. I could have done really nice and light and pastel-y. I end up using this leaf wallpaper, and but then I don't want to do it on the two adjacent walls to it. But the issue with that is there's like I wanted to do something with the same border, but maybe like a plain effect, not the leaves. But there wasn't anything that had like that the wooden border the exact same with just like plain wallpaper. All had decoration, and it all had like detail. Sorry, like that mushroom one you just saw. So I just went with plain white walls. I did this lighting thing, and I put some paintings in it, and then um, I realised I was like, wait, and I was thinking, the living room doesn't have a TV, so I'd rather put a TV in there maybe. At this point, I was also trying to lift like the shelves up to run across into the wall so it more supported, but every time I tried to do it across, it was just glitching to the wall and it was getting so hard to do it, so I just left it. There we go. Look, I'm about to put the TV in. I was about to put that one in, but when I sized it down, the lights went really weird on it. So I thought that one just looked better. It's just a simple TV. Why not? I ended up putting this cool, like minty green table in. This, but I've just gone for really random, natural, but like I don't know. This room tends out a little bit gothicy. I've just gone with like black and green to be like natural, but also like I don't know, quite contrasting, like quite dark compared to the rest of the rooms. I don't know, a nice dark room to sleep in, and then like a colourful country, actual apartment to sit around in the day. I thought it was a nice contrast, if I'm honest. It was a bit dark, a bit dingy. I think that's why I had that light there. It was a little bit dark, but I didn't mind it too much. I thought it was an okay comparison, to be honest. Um, so that's me saving it, and so that's the apartment build done. And then here are the photos from afterwards. Some nice shots of everything. Like I said, I was happy with it overall. Like the main living space is sort of like contrasting to the bathroom and the bedroom being a lot like darker. It was just I don't know. I think it was definitely better than the initial first colours, like the first result of like the dark purples and reds that were a bit overpowering and a bit like grungy looking. But you can let me know if you don't think that. If you'd like me to do some builds next, I'll do whatever you want me to do. If you just drop a comment down below, that would mean the world to me. And thank you for watching.